open world RPG, fantasy world based around JK Rowling's books, explore some of our favorite locations, and battle dark wizards or join them? Yep, sign me up.
Magic, both beautiful and powerful, binds together our long history. That common bond we share is the legacy of Hogwarts. Now it is time to add your own story to these hallowed halls and, quite possibly, shape the future of the wizarding world. Every corridor, every portrait, every stone in this castle tells the story of witches and wizards who came before. Here you will meet lifelong friends and grow into your own magical abilities in the classrooms of the world's most talented professors. And while your journey begins at Hogwarts, brewing potions, taming fantastic beasts, and mastering spells, there is a larger world beyond these walls. A world filled with dangers you can't yet imagine. An ancient knowledge long gone from this world. That strange and mysterious talent you possess may be the key to unlocking this dormant power. Your potential is limitless. But what form will it take? The journey ahead will reveal what you stand for. The choices you make now will define the legacy of Hogwarts.
So if you're a Harry Potter fan like I am, of course I've read the books probably 3 or 4 times through. I'm a 37-year-old man and I still love Harry Potter as much today as I did years and years ago. But this trailer really gets me excited. It looks like we're finally going to get a genuine, really well done Harry Potter game that's open world RPG, which I think is the best way to do it. So this game is exciting. I know we've got a long ways for it to come out, but it's never too early to start talking about a game. So this one is set in the 1800s, obviously from the trailer. So it's before Harry Potter, but it does remain true to JK Rowling in the books and the fantasy world that she has created for us. It appears that many of the things that we know and love from the books will be present in the game. I love how we're going to get to be a student at Hogwarts and experience all that stuff from the beginning to who knows what the end is going to be honest. We get to experience all the things that come with a student. We saw in the trailer too that the use of the sorting hat, which I think is pretty awesome. We're going to be able to choose our own house, which I love that. They also mentioned that we're going to be able to choose whether we're good or evil. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out. I do like that. I like how we can choose to be a little bit darker. We can choose to be a good guy, or however we want to progress through the game, or both. Who knows? One of each. But I'm sure there'll be drastic effect depending on what you choose and the dialogue throughout the game. I'm sure that's going to make a difference on how you progress through the game as well. I'm also curious to find out what all Hogsmeade Village is going to have and how they're going to connect that to the game exactly. As a new student, are we going to be able to go to Diagon Alley and actually choose our wand, or I guess our wand choose us, and our school robes, our books, and all the other things that we need to be a student at Hogwarts? I think that'd be really cool if they incorporate that somehow. And then, of course, finally we had the Forbidden Forest, which we all know holds all different types of of creatures and stuff that we'll hopefully get to encounter as either allies to us or as enemies in the game as well. So, and speaking of enemies, I think we saw some of this on the trailer as well, but it appears there'll be plenty of battle opportunities, plenty of dark wizards, trolls, spiders, all sorts of magical creatures, and giants. Who knows? I'm sure giants are in there as well somewhere. And aside from all the other choices we get to make as a student at Hogwarts, I'm hoping that we'll also get to choose like our class schedule and maybe set that up as we go through the game and progress. But maybe they can make it to where we can choose like a primary class and a secondary class, or I don't know how they would do that exactly, but I'm excited to see how that's going to work. And I can just see several possibilities for that one for sure. Of course, we'll obviously get to master all different types of spells and stuff. We'll get to brew loads of different potions, tame fantastic beasts, which I'm excited about that part for sure. So who knows what all else we'll get to choose from in the game. And thinking about Hogwarts Castle, I always think about the Chamber of Secrets and things like that, room requirement, things like that were brought up in the books and have always been at Hogwarts. I'm going to love to see how they're going to incorporate that. Things from the books, they're basing around her fantasy world, and that's just all part of it. So I wonder if we're going to get to explore that, or if there's going to be a quest line that goes into that maybe, or even like a side quest. I'm hoping that we can truly explore Hogwarts, in its entirety. I hope they don't stop us from anything. I want to go from one of that place to the other, really look at the things that were in the books and hopefully get to experience those in this open world RPG. So maybe they'll find a way to incorporate all the things we know and love from the books, I'm sure. So they've got plenty of time between now and 2022, so we'll see what they come up with. Something else from the books and from the movies that I always got a kick out of was the ghost. I really wonder how they're going to bring that into this game, if at all, which I'm sure they would. That is an integral part of the books and always has been. Could be interesting to see how the dialogue with each of the different ghosts happen, or if they've got their own quests maybe that we can do throughout the game. I'm sure like Peeves, I'm sure will be glad to lead us astray or whatever he can do to lead us away from the path we're supposed to be on. So it'll be cool to see how they do that and how the different ghosts from the different houses interact. And I'm just really curious to see how that's going to work and excited as well. Another thing I got thinking about is travel in the game. Of course, just thinking about the books, there's all different ways of doing it. We have the Flu Network, we have Apparition, we have Port Keys, we have Brooms. I mean, that's just some of the things. We see some things in the trailer that kind of hints towards some of that, but they haven't been definitive on any of that stuff yet. But I'm really curious to see how that's going to work out, because that could be awesome, and maybe we can use different ways of travel as we progress through the game, maybe, and kind of get to a higher level, so to speak. But that'll be really cool how they bring travel about to the game. They may make travel to where it's based around, of course, your level, of course, and maybe also like your surroundings. Like maybe you can only do certain things, certain places, or stuff like that. So, of course, obviously, no apparition was inside Hogwarts. So hopefully they stick true to all that, and that'd be kind of cool to see how they bring that in. Something I mentioned I'm excited about is how they're going to bring about fantastic beasts into the game. Of course, I love the movies. I think they're great. The books were fantastic as well. So I'm really glad they're bringing that into the game, because that's also another important key to the whole world in general. I want to know if we'll be able to collect them all. We're going to be able to care for them. Kind of how that's going to work without the game. Will some of them be maybe even companions throughout the game that'll help you fight different things or different battles? We'll be able to bring them in and stuff. So I think there's a lot of different ways they can go about this, and I'm excited to see how that's going to come about as we move along and progress throughout the year and they bring up news for us. Speaking of fantastic beasts, another form of travel could be riding a hippogriff. Maybe a dragon. I don't know, maybe not a dragon, but hippogriff, that'd be pretty sweet. So guys, I hope you're all as excited as I am about this game. I really hope it's done right. I think it has a lot of potential. We have been waiting for this for years and years and years for a really, really good, well-done Harry Potter game. We got to wait a little while. It's not coming out until 2022, but that's okay. Maybe the wait will be worth it, and they'll have all this time to get their thoughts together, to maybe hear from us if they have like a beta or something that we can kind of throw some stuff at them and make this thing polished and perfect when it does get here. I know they talked about now it's going to be coming for, of course, Xbox and PlayStation. There's no mention of Switch, but I'm sure that will be sure to come before the game even launches, I would imagine. There's also no multiplayer as of yet, which is fine. I mean, I think it'd be great as a single player RPG, but I do think it would also be cool if they would even add in maybe not PvP exactly, but even a co-op campaign, like where you could just bring a friend along and you guys go together throughout Hogwarts, at the Forbidden Forest, throughout Hogsmeade. Maybe just you can do it all from student to end, kind of like Harry and Ron, where you can just kind of get together at the beginning and finish the thing together. I think that'd be really cool how they could bring it all together. So I am pumped about this game, guys. Shoot me a comment below. Let me know what you think about the game, things you'd like to see added, things you'd like to see from the books in the game, and just anything you want to see in general. And let's discuss it and see what you think.